I'm Eric Miles Williamson. I edit American Book Review and Boulevard and Texas Review. Back in the mid-1980s, I was a student of Ronald Sukenik's, who had just recently founded American Book Review, along with Rochelle Ratner and other notables. He tormented me when I was in college, tore apart all my essays, told me I was terrible, and I was. And 10 years later, after I graduated, he contacted me when I was living in New York City and asked me to review for American Book Review. It was very suspicious, though. The first few assignments, he would give me terrible books by well-known, powerful authors, and I was trying to become a fiction writer. And then he would give me great books by unknowns on little dinky presses. But I passed the test by panning the famous authors and praising the books on the small presses, deservedly in both cases. It wasn't always my job to be a hitman against the famous guys. But then shortly thereafter, Rochelle Ratner and he, Rochelle was at my daughter's birth. She was born up here on 59th Street, and Ron was her godfather. They called me to a meeting and said, told me to sit down, boy, and I did. And they said, we're going to get you elected to the board of directors of the National Book Critics Circle. It was mafia style. And I said, how are you going to do this? And they said, almost everybody that writes for American Book Review is a member of the NBCC. And so what they did was rounded up the votes and stuck me in there. I don't know if I deserved it or not, but they decided that they were going to have an ABR person on the board because they were stepping down. So I'm second generation, and I plan to keep the conspiracy going and keep ABR a force in the National Book Critics Circle, because we specialize in small presses, many of which are publishing books that are now being picked up by the big presses after their publication, the year after. It's almost like the small presses are serving as agents these days. And so anyway, I'm delighted to have been part of this organization, even though perhaps under conspiratorial auspices. Thanks.
Thank you, Eric.